Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Meet the Diplomat, and joining us on the show today is Mr. Harinder Takhar, the Canadian Minister of Small Business and Entrepreneurship. Hello.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for having me on your show.
What advantage do you see of Pravasi Bharatiya Divas?
In my view, I think this is a very good concept because it's a good concept for two reasons. One is it basically helps you build connections with other entrepreneurs who are actually doing the same kind of work that you are doing in different countries. And the second is it keeps you in touch with your own country. When I say your own country, even though I am from Canada and I live in Canada and I'm a minister in Canada, but I was born here and I brought up here, I still feel India is my country.
Right.
So it keeps you in touch. So when it keeps you in touch, I think that way you can actually make some good decisions in terms of bringing investment here, in terms of bringing technology here, and seeing how you can help build the trade relationships between Canada and India as well.
India and Canada, we both have shared amazing relationship for years. We've seen ups and downs both. But do you agree that India plays a very, very important role in Canadian economy?
I think, India plays a major role in the world stage at this point of time in my mind. India has become an economic power. Sometimes we don't realize it has, but I think it has. And so India actually sends a lot of exports to Canada. Canada has not been able to do that much to India for the time being. And our Premier, which is the Premier of the province of Ontario, actually is bringing a delegation to delegation to India this month, in the next week. And we will have about 120 businesses that we want to showcase in India.
Focus India Initiative Team Canada Mission and a trade action plan for India-Canada International Business Strategy that was planned by Foreign Affairs and International Trade of Canada. What was the idea of starting this, planning this?
Actually, I was on the Team Canada mission in 1996. The idea of Team Canada mission was to introduce Canadian entrepreneurs and business people to India. And to me, but the businesses take long-term nurturing and relationships. So we can't just have one trip and then forget about for 10 years and then take another trip. I think what we need to do is constantly nurture these. And that has actually evolved in the last few years. There have been few, memorandum of understanding that has been taken place between the governments. But the business-to-business dealing still needs to be developed. And there's a lot more potential for us to really work on that aspect.
Have you met your objectives, which you started Team Canada Mission?
I think we have achieved to a certain extent, but we have a long way to go.
Are there more avenues you think we need to explore?
Absolutely. I think there's no question. Our objective this time for the trade mission is this. We want to concentrate on 5 areas, which is infrastructure. We want to concentrate on education. We want to concentrate on financial services. We want to concentrate on science and technology, but at the same time also on culture and film industry as well. Over and above this, I think there's a tremendous opportunity in the auto sector and the mining sector as well. So if we take the very targeted approach, then I think we can build two-way trade and also the investment relationship between India
and... You named infrastructure, but infrastructure development is required a lot in India. What kind of contribution do you think Canada can play?
Canada has a very well-developed infrastructure, which means we also have developed good technology and the know-how in terms of building roads, in terms of building bridges, in terms of building airports. And some of the Canadian companies are already quite active in doing that kind of work in India. But more can be done. Saying in terms of the road technology alone, in Canada, actually we have very intelligent chips right in the roads, which can basically track the speed of your car and can tell you how long it will take from going from one place to another. We also have the cameras installed on the road so that we can manage the traffic well.
India still needs to see all this.
Yeah, I think India needs to see all this. So we can help them in terms of the technology. We can help them in terms of the know-how. And India has the manpower to do all that. So there is actually a very good synergy in here on which we can build upon.
And you're talking about, you just mentioned strengthening the relationship as far as the film industry is concerned. But a lot of Indians in Canada, it is more of India than of Canada today.
Yeah, sometimes.
So maybe the film industry is already very popular there in Canada, right?
Actually, it's very popular, but I think Canada is also a very good destination to shoot films, which we have not exploited yet.
More of Switzerland we have.
Yeah, that's right. More of Switzerland you have. But they don't know what Ontario has to offer or what Canada has to offer. I think we need to also teach or actually showcase what Canada has to offer to Indian film industry as well. And we plan to do that during this trip.
Right. Ottawa is attempting to facilitate, to increase more of Canadian business involvement in India. What are you targeting to do here?
Exactly, it's the same thing. I think our objective is that we want to showcase some of our really good companies in India. But to me, trade is a two-way relationship. You know, we want to showcase our industry, but we also can learn from Indian industry as well. But at the same time, from an investment point of view, you know, some of the Canadian investors want to invest in India. But maybe some of the Indian companies want to investment in Canada as well, so that we can actually work on the two-way trade and two-way investment proposals.
No, but Canada has opened its floodgates for investors. What kind of facilities do you think are being provided to the investors who are willing to come and invest in Canada?
Anybody who wants to come to Canada, you know, the opportunities are abundant and they're open. They can actually get into any field they like. And based on that, the kind of investment they want to make, they can also get the immigration to Canada as well. So there are no restrictions on any kind of investment that you want to make in Canada. We don't have any rules with regards to that.
What has been the response from Indian side?
Actually, you know, from that perspective, Canada is the largest destination for immigrants from India, after UK. But if you look at the percentage-wise, based on the population, we are the largest destination. So there has been, enormous strides made on that front, and we have been very successful.
And Canada looks towards India in its economic diplomacy. But why? Why India is so important?
You know, India is important not only for Canada. India is important for every country in the world, from my point of view. India got huge amount of population, huge amount of purchasing power. At least 300 million plus people who have, who are the middle class, can afford everything. So India represents a tremendous potential for any country who wants to actually sell their products or want to get people from here to enhance their own productivity and so on. So it's important for Canada, it's important for every country.
There are more things, Mr. Takhar, we can talk upon, but before this we'll take a short break. Keep watching Meet the Diplomat.